Hey friends, the year's almost over, so today let's take a look at what exciting things are waiting for us next year. Let's go! Phantom Blade Zero. It looks like 2026 is going to be a real paradise for fans of fast-paced battles and Eastern aesthetics. At the Game Awards 25, S-Game finally broke their silence and delivered what fans have been waiting for the most: the release date. The developers of the ambitious slasher Phantom Blade Zero not only showcased some mind-blowing gameplay, but also locked in a date on the calendar. The fresh trailer plunges viewers into a dark world of kung fu punk, woven with intrigue and conspiracy. The visuals highlight a lightning-fast combat system. The hero effortlessly parries strikes, uses the environment, and unleashes attack combos that literally take your breath away. The screen flashes with deadly bosses, atmospheric locations, and progression elements, including powerful weapons. The voiceover in the trailer dramatically tells us, when Phantom and Blade unite, no enemy can stand against them, perfectly capturing the madness happening on screen. The fights look so quick and smooth, it sometimes feels like an interactive movie packed with QTE moments. But the developers assure us that control is always in the player's hands. Phantom Blade Zero is set to release on September 9th, 2026. The game will be available on PlayStation 5 and PC. N-Night Games just dropped one of the biggest surprises for its fans. The studio announced Forest 3, the sequel to its popular survival game. Right off the bat, the first trailer showcases a refreshed visual style. For the first time, the series is leaning into a sci-fi aesthetic. The protagonists are sporting high-tech gear, glowing gadgets, advanced movement devices, and even a mechanized shoulder manipulator that's controlled from a first-person perspective. The trailer also teases a bunch of new areas: abandoned industrial zones, dark underground complexes, strange labs infected with biomass, and wide-open spaces overrun with mysterious vegetation. And of course, there are new threats like aggressive mutants and enigmatic humanoids that players will have to deal with. The estimated release date for Forest 3 is 2026. At the Game Awards 2025, Capcom announced the release date for their sci-fi game Pragmata, which is set to drop on April 24, 2026. And they also released a demo version of the game. Along with this new update, SteamDB added info that the game will be protected by de novo anti-piracy, which honestly isn't a surprise since Capcom always uses it in their games. Now, here's the interesting part. In response to a post from a player on Reddit who hinted that the new hacker Voices38 would probably take this on, Voices38 himself replied briefly in that Reddit post with, "Yeah." Although right now, the hacker is only cracking games from 21 and 22. It's unclear if he can break de novo in the 26 release. However, his progress over the last few months has been pretty impressive, so there's definitely a chance. Maybe this kid Voices38 will take the place of Queen Empress, who has officially retired. Well, let's see. Sam Lake and the Remedy team are back on stage at the Game Awards 2025, ready to completely blur the line between reality and a psychedelic nightmare. The Finnish masters of twisted narratives unveiled the first full trailer for the sequel to their hit game, now officially titled Control Resonant. From what we saw, the familiar gameplay has undergone some radical changes. The biggest surprise is the shift in protagonist and combat system. Gamers will now take control of Dylan Faden, Jesse's brother from the first game. Instead of a service weapon like a pistol, Dylan wields a strange transforming blade that looks like a sword or a club. The gameplay in the trailer clearly focuses on close combat, dodging, and dynamics, which feels more like a slasher than a third-person shooter. The visuals in the trailer, as is traditional for Remedy, are stunning and even a bit unsettling. Puppet-like people on strings, birds that break apart into geometric patterns, and architecture in Manhattan distorted by paranormal forces. The project is described as an action RPG. Dylan will have to fight for his humanity and survival against a cosmic threat that alters the very fabric of reality. Control Resonant is set to release in 2026 for current consoles and PC. Hexwork and TI Games are back on the scene with a fresh reminder of what pain, perseverance, and overcoming the edge of life and death really mean. The studio just dropped an action-packed trailer for Lord of the Fallen 2. This clip focuses on a key element of the series: the journey between two realities. The world of the living, Axiom, and the grim realm of the dead, Umbra. From what we've seen, the mechanics are going to be even more crucial. The hero switches between dimensions right in the heat of battle. using their unique traits to tackle various hellish creatures and navigate through twisted locations. With a calm yet intense voiceover reflecting on the cost of salvation, the main character methodically takes down mutated beasts. But the final emphasis on the tagline, "One world, two dimensions, and no mercy," makes it crystal clear. The developers have no plans to lower the difficulty level in Lord of the Fallen 2. You're still going to have to suffer, just like in the first game. But that's not all, folks. At the Game Awards, they revealed not one, but two new adventures for Lara Croft, celebrating 30 years of the franchise. You can look forward to the second game, Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis, which is set to drop in 2026. This is a reimagined version of the original game from '96. Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis will take players to exotic, time-lost locations like the jungles of Peru, ancient ruins in Greece, the deserts of Egypt, and a mysterious Mediterranean island shrouded in myths. Lara will once again face dangerous landscapes, deadly puzzles, and predators as she hunts for shards of the powerful artifact, Scion. The game blends modern design, stunning graphics, and new surprises that are sure to attract both newcomers and longtime fans of the series. After a series of mysterious hints and a trademark leak from Larian Studios, a full announcement of the next project from the creators of Baldur's Gate 3 took place at the Game Awards. The game is simply called Divinity, and comes with a dark, unsettling, and super cinematic trailer. While there are almost no details about the game itself yet, the trailer sets the tone for what's to come. The video shows a medieval festival with all sorts of festivities, centered around a giant woven figure ready to be burned. Inside, there's a living person, chained up. As the effigy burns, their blood, or something that looks like blood, oozes through the weaving, while strange screaming plants bloom on the ground. The woven structure starts going crazy, screams fill the air, and the final shot reveals a mysterious deity statue, which fans have been debating for weeks. It's important, folks, that this isn't a sequel to Divinity Original Sin, but a return to the roots of the Divinity franchise, which came before Original Sin. Given the overwhelming success of Divinity Original Sin 2 and the critical acclaim of Baldur's Gate 3, all eyes are on Lorien now, more than ever. Lorien's head, Winky, noted that this is the final title of the game. It'll release without any subtitles or numbers in the name. According to him, the team is pouring all their experience into this project. This game promises to be the biggest and deepest in the studio's history. Winky also emphasized that the creators have long been working towards this moment, and can finally make the kind of Divinity they've always dreamed of. Gamers definitely won't be bored here. The developers assured that you can play without having to know the previous parts, but fans of Divinity Original Sin will get a deeper understanding of what's happening. However, this won't be a reboot of the universe. At the Game Awards, there was a huge announcement for Total War Warhammer 40,000, a galactic strategy game where war never ends. The game blends the signature turn-based strategy of Total War with massive real-time battles, immersing players in the dark universe of Warhammer 40,000, where there's no room for peace, breaks, or forgiveness, only war. Players have access to a vast customization toolkit. Create your own armies, choose sacred colors and symbols, and modify fighters developing their unique abilities and weaponry. Use sub-factions and commanders from the Warhammer 40,000 universe, or build a completely custom army that can strike fear into the hearts of enemies. Fight for control over planets, develop fleets, strengthen your war economy, and engage in epic battles for colossal fortresses and regions. Total War Warhammer 40,000 lets players fully dive into the endless war for dominance among the stars and feel the brutality of a galaxy where victory goes to the smartest and most skilled strategists. The estimated release date is 2026. Long before the official announcement of Resident Evil Requiem, insiders were already saying that Leon Kennedy would once again be one of the main characters. However, the first trailer didn't show him at all, just highlighting the familiar hallways of the Raccoon City police station. Capcom even stated outright that he wouldn't be there, but the mystery didn't last long. During the Game Awards 2025, the publisher finally revealed their hand. Leon is back, but along with this good news comes a much more concerning detail. According to the same insiders who predicted Leon's return, including Das Golam, Requiem will be the last major game where Leon plays a central role. The source claims that his importance in the story will be comparable to that of Grace Ashcroft, and the project will serve as a sort of farewell to Leon. What exactly awaits Leon, whether it's retirement or death at the end of the game, remains a mystery for now. The community is already buzzing with rumors, but clarity will come soon. A first look at Leon and what the combat system and overall gameplay will be like has been a long-awaited question, especially since the game is set to release in just over 2 months, specifically on February 27, 2026. So we should expect more detailed information about the combat system, the monstrous enemies that Grace and Leon will face, and the differences between them that will make the gaming experience more diverse. Toshihiro Nagoshi, the father of the Yakuza series, has introduced his new project, Gang of Dragon. This stylish crime action game features a hero played by none other than Maiden Soka, and the setting will shift to Kabukicho, which inspired the legendary Kamurocho. A city engulfed in a war between crime clans will serve as the backdrop for a deep story about honor, power, and personal stakes. The developers haven't revealed any other details just yet. What we do know is that the game is being developed on Unreal Engine 5, and the estimated release date is already set for 2026. After countless leaks and rumors, the dream has once again just died. Many Half-Life fans were hoping that Valve would announce Half-Life 3 before the Game Awards 2025. And when that didn't happen, everyone was just sure it would be announced at the actual event. But, as expected, that didn't happen. Let's rewind a bit. In November 2025, some users on X hinted at a big announcement from Valve. And they were right. Back then, Valve introduced the Steam controller, Steam Machine, and Steam Frame. However, the rumors about Half-Life 3 turned out to be false, and you'd think that Half-Life fans would have learned their lesson by now. But nope, guys. For some reason, people were just convinced that Valve would announce Half-Life 3 at the Game Awards 2025. The subreddit and Steam community forums are flooded with threads and posts from frustrated gamers. At this point, Half-Life fans should just stop listening to any influencers and insiders, and that's the biggest issue for many fans. They blindly follow these people and believe every rumor that pops up online. Yeah, I often share some insider info with you, but you can't take it all at face value. It's about 50-50, or even less. An official announcement has been made for Descript, a new dark role-playing game in the Souls-like genre. The project immediately caught viewers' attention with its atmospheric trailer, showcasing the harsh world of a cursed castle and brutal first-person battles. The game is set to release in 2026. Descript offers a classic hardcore action structure, but from a first-person perspective. Players will have to escape a sinister castle filled with undead creatures and deadly traps. The central mechanic will be the cycle of death. Every time you die, you lose some progress, gear, and get sent back into the dungeon. Only experience, knowledge of the locations, and weapons looted from enemies will help you move forward. The combat system is based on stamina, precise positioning, and reading enemy attacks. Each weapon has unique animations, and there will also be spells available to enhance your playstyle. The developers emphasize that in Descript, patience and precision are key. The slightest mistake could cost you your life. Well, just like in any Souls-like game. At the Game Awards 2025, the debut teaser for Tomb Raider Catalyst was shown, and the game's release is set for 2027. This new project promises to be a grand adventure with Lara Croft, unfolding after a mythical cataclysm that reveals ancient secrets and awakens mysterious powers of the Guardian. The game will take Lara to northern India, where a shattered landscape hides the secrets of an ancient world. Lara is in a race to uncover the truth before treasure hunters exploit the power of these secrets for their own gain. Gamers will have to choose who to trust among allies and rivals to prevent disaster and protect a secret that could change the future. Tomb Raider Catalyst will let you explore lush jungles, cascading mountains and abandoned ruins, diving into a world rich with vertical drops and hidden traps. Lara will use her athletic skills and advanced tech to overcome obstacles, revealing countless mysteries and secrets. With new landscapes, interactive objects, and meticulously crafted exploration spots, the game promises to bring back the spirit of classic Tomb Raider, blending action, puzzles, and exploration. Tomb Raider Catalyst will be a true test of wit and agility for gamers ready to embark once again with Lara on an exciting journey through the mysterious northern India. The Game Awards 2025 saw the explosive reveal of the sci-fi RPG Exodus, created by veterans from BioWare, the minds behind Mass Effect, Baldur's Gate 3, and KOTOR. The developers dropped a massive story trailer that only strengthened the community's excitement. This is the true spiritual successor to Mass Effect. The video focuses on our protagonist, a guy named June Aslan. Starting off as a simple junk collector, our hero becomes the last hope for all of civilization. He'll need to gather a team from different races, find a ship, and steal technology from powerful Celestials. Enemies who turn out to be humans that have gone through 40,000 years of evolution. Viewers were thrilled by the variety of alien wildlife, including a fierce alien bear, spectacular explosions, and dramatic dialogues. A key feature of the game is the impact of time. Interstellar travel at near light speeds means that days for our hero turn into decades for his loved ones back home. Along with the new trailer, they also announced the release window. So guys, we won't be heading off to the stars anytime soon. Exodus is set to launch in early 2027. At the Game Awards 2025, one of the biggest announcements of the night was Star Wars: Fate of the Old Republic. This is a brand new single-player RPG. The project quickly earned the title of a spiritual successor to the iconic Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic, and there are plenty of reasons for that. The game is led by none other than Casey Hudson, the co-creator of Mass Effect and the game director of the original KOTOR. His return to the Old Republic era is a huge deal for fans, many of whom have been waiting for a sequel or reboot of the legendary series for nearly 2 decades. Fate of the Old Republic promises to be a massive story-driven adventure, where players will find themselves in a galaxy on the brink of a new awakening. The developers emphasize that every choice will impact the hero's journey, gradually steering them toward either the light or the dark side. The team at Argonaut Studios, which includes industry veterans and skilled specialists, aims to craft a story worthy of the KOTOR legacy, with emotional choices, deep characters, and that classic feel of a galaxy far, far away. While details are still scarce, it's already clear that Fate of the Old Republic is one of the most ambitious projects in the Star Wars universe in recent years. Today marks the release of the side-scroller Terminator 2D No Fate from the studio's Bitmap Borio and Riff Entertainment. The PC version launched without any protection and has already popped up, well, you know where. Terminator 2D No Fate is an adaptation of the original movie Terminator 2 Judgment Day, but it's packed with story events that weren't shown in the original film. Players will take control of Sarah Connor and the T-800, battling against the liquid metal T-1000, and in the future, John Connor, who leads the resistance against the machines. The game is available on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series, and Nintendo Switch. The Game Awards 2025 ceremony, held on December 12th, will forever be remembered in gaming history, thanks to the phenomenal triumph of Sunfall Interactive. Their turn-based RPG, Clair of Score Expedition 33, became an absolute record-breaker at the awards, taking home an unprecedented number of trophies, including, of course, the Knight's top honor. Game of the Year. The game won almost every category it was nominated for. It was recognized for Best Direction, Narrative, Soundtrack, Voice Acting, and even as the Best Indie Project. The only category where Sunfall's masterpiece fell short was the Player's Voice Award. Here, thanks to community engagement, the gacha game Weathering Waves took the win. Accepting the main trophy, creative director Guillaume Brousseau, visibly emotional, thanked Hironobu Sakaguchi from the stage, the creator of Final Fantasy. He called him his main inspiration, the reason he decided to become a game developer in the first place. To celebrate their victory, the developers gifted all fans with a free update for Clair of Score Expedition 33, which just launched, adding new weapons, a boss, and various other new content. So, Clair of Score. Expedition 33 takes home a total of 9 trophies, solidifying its status as the biggest gaming event of 2025. So, the sequel to the popular RPG, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 from the Czech studio Warhorse Studios, totally flopped at the Game Awards, not winning a single award in any of the nominated categories. The game also didn't even make it to the finals of the player voting. What's even weirder to me is that the award for Best RPG of the Year went to Expedition 33 again, which I find super strange. Anyway, Kingdom Come 2 was nominated for Game of the Year, as well as in the categories of Best Narrative and Best Role-Playing Game. However, in all the key nominations, Clair of Score Expedition 33 took home the win, and as I mentioned earlier, it snagged a record 9 awards, including, of course, the big one, The official Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 account on X reacted to the loss with some quick, self-deprecating humor. The team posted that iconic meme, "This is fine," with the dog in the burning room. A little later, they shared a screenshot from the game with the dialogue option, "It's all the French's fault," and congratulated the developers of Clair of Score Expedition 33 on their victory.